Question: why am I doing this? Answer: hi, I'm gonna play through Sonic Robo Blast 2, the vanilla campaign, the regular levels that are in version... Oh, the music has a pause before it loops. Somehow I never knew that before. I guess I never lingered on the character select long enough to notice. I'm going to be playing through SRB2 as it is in version 2.1. Can't wait for 2.2. Looking at you. Actually, I'm not going to name drop anyone. It might be fun to name drop people because I know names now, but I'm not going to. I'm playing as Mighty from the Knuckles Chaotic Squad, and I am handicapping myself by not using the wall climb or wall scale because it's more fun without it. Let's go. Do it. I don't know why I'm doing this. Also, I'm using Jack Jim's Saturn-inspired MD2 model set because it's good and it fits the Sonic Robo Blast 2 aesthetic, in my opinion, while also being three-dimensional, and that's pretty cool. I do like Sonic Robo Blast 2's sprite style a lot, but I don't like the sprites made for the Mighty WAD. They're old, and they're not shaded well. This is an unfortunate fact. If I had the time, I would make my own. Sorry, if I had the motivation, I would make my own. I have tons of time. I have absurd amounts of time. It's kind of sad, actually. So I like this game. I play it a lot. You may have noticed, if you've been following my channel for any period, that I have videos of it up on my channel already, where I have raced my good friend, Chenningard, also known as Chenji. I hope he watched this video and gets a kick out of that. Where we have raced together through the levels of this game because it's just that much fun for us. I would say Sonic Robo Blast 2 is a bit of an acquired taste. Okay, that's too harsh. It's a little bit true though, in its current state. Though gosh, it's so much better than it used to be. They're expecting, the devs of this game are expecting to do a lot of quality of life improvement stuff in version 2.2. So that is absolutely something to look forward to. God, look at this Eggman model, that's so good. I love good low poly 3D models. It's an art form, it really is. Where was I going with that? This game's a bit unwieldy, but I love it. That's okay, it won't be too unwieldy for much longer. They're doing a lot of stuff that isn't going to fundamentally change the way the game controls or functions, but it's going to make things make more sense for newcomers, so it'll be a lot more approachable and accessible. Should be something to look forward to. Hey buddy, just jump right into me. No, not like that. That works. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And to this day, it is a miracle that I didn't die. I don't know why I'm doing this. That's okay though, I'm doing it. And if you don't know why you're watching it, that's also okay. Sometimes we don't know things, is the reality of the situation. And that is a reality that we must all live with. Now there's definitely a certain way that I play these levels that I may or may not try to go against at times, like doing stuff like that. That's very muscle memory for me at this point because of those races that I did with Chenji. A lot of specific routes, routing in general that I did. Hey, I just pronounced route 2 different ways in the same sentence. That's incredible. A lot of routing that I did to figure out good paths to the levels that would be quick and fast and good as my good Armadillo Man. Nope, that wasn't good. There's this cool thing that I like to do when I'm playing Mighty called skipping platforming. It's fun, and I highly recommend trying it. Some people might like to call it invalidating level design, and yes, that's also accurate. I'm sorry. Now, what's very interesting is that this is certainly true of previous SRB2 versions to a certain degree, you know, like up to certain points. But right now, 2.1 is already on its way to being very much a time capsule of a certain point, a certain style of level design for SRB2, and potentially just game design in general for the game, because most of the game's levels are going to get completely changed for version 2.2. Some of them are going to get mild revamps, like I think Techno Hill is going to be mostly the same if I remember correctly, but I could be completely wrong, and in fact I'm probably completely wrong. Feel free to correct me, but don't be a jerk about it. Nobody likes that. But like Castle Eggman's gonna get completely tossed out. Again, Deep Sea Zone's gonna get completely tossed out, remade. Oh, I just used the move I said I wasn't gonna use. I'll prove that I don't need it. There. And Green Flower Zone's gonna get completely tossed out too. At least Act 1, I assume Act 2 also. That's already quite a bit. Arid Canyon Act 1 is gonna get revamped too. To my knowledge, most of the levels in the game are going to get super changed around, and it's all because, you know, they added slopes. That's pretty massive. That's super... How do I put this in a way that makes words come out of my mouth? In a way that makes sense. It changes the game. The game is changed by the inclusion of slopes, and so levels are being completely, mostly redone. Completely or mostly redone in order to incorporate slopes into the level design. Makes sense for a lot of stuff like Green Flower Zone. Deep Sea Zone is just getting tossed out because it's ugly, and they can make it better, which they can, and that's what they're doing. I think that's kind of also true for Castle Eggman. Again, I don't remember if Techno Hill's getting tossed out or not. Arid Canyon Zone is getting some new stuff, I believe, in order to kind of bring it up to standards with what they're doing for Act 2. I think that's what's up. Something like that. Or just wanting to incorporate concepts they didn't think they could before. Any number of stuff things, you know, all kinds of things and stuffs. So it's cool, they're making the video game again. They're kind of just making the game again. I'm always sometimes good at this boss. It's not a great place to be. Nope, hey, I didn't like that. I didn't like that you did that. I'm gonna get really reckless now. Hey! Well, you know, getting reckless kind of works out sometimes. Sometimes. I always play platformers this way. 2D ones, 3D ones, I'm not cautious. Actually, except in like 3D Mario sometimes. It's a defining character trait. Hopefully an endearing character trait? Don't answer that. Oh, that's a thing with this WAD. It tries to give everyone spin dash sprites because that was a thing that was introduced with... Yeah, I think it was introduced with one of the versions of 2.1 or something like that. Or just 2.1 in general. Or wait, no. I think what it is that the version of Sonic that Motor Roach worked on, did the new sprites for, is going to be in 2.2. They introduced a spin dash sprite with that, and then when Motor Roach released that as a separate WAD, it also had a spin dash sprite. So that like influenced a bunch of people who were also making character WADs at the time to add spin dash sprites. I think that's what it is anyway. So this WAD does it, and it does it in a way that like uses like Lua commands that the game is trying to say, hey, this won't be supported in future versions, just so you know. Something like that. Something to that effect. And it also means that like it overrides the actual Spin Dash 3D model that Jack Jims made for the MD2s in this pack. So that's silly. That's at least a little bit silly. Come on, laugh with me about this. Join me, it'll be a good time. The other thing about this WAD is that due to the way the wall kick is programmed, for some reason, it's super amplified underwater. The way water physics are applied to it just isn't accounted for at all. So that's kind of broken, but it's also kind of fun. So it's not the worst thing. Sometimes broken things can be okay if they're just that fun. That's a life philosophy for you. Keep that in mind when you're going into game design. You know, unless you're designing like a fighting game or something. Broken stuff in a fighting game is broken, and typically is only fun for one person. Consider that in any competitive multiplayer thing you make, actually. I think that's a better thing to say. So the funny thing is, we're already like a third of the way through the game at this point. Maybe? Something like that? I don't know, there's Green Flower, Techno Hill, Deep Sea, Castle Eggman, and those are all the 2-act zones. And then there's Arid Canyon and Red Volcano, which are only 1 act, and Egg Rock, which is 3, and then the final boss, which is its own separate thing. So, probably about right. Not to say that the later levels aren't longer, so they make up a bigger chunk per act, but still. You know me, I'm just looking for things to talk about. Because I'm here playing the video game with my microphone on and recording it with my microphone on. So I should be talking about something, like the fact that I can just completely ignore this section by, quote-unquote, climbing on the ceiling. I don't know why I put quote-unquote around that. Oh no, I messed up what I was trying to do, so I didn't actually do what I was saying I was going to do. Whoops! What a kerfuffle. What a kerfumble. That's okay. Easy enough recovery. Oh no! Never mind. Hard recovery. Don't get caught in the ceiling, folks. Bad for you. That ceiling geometry isn't meant to affect anything at all. But sometimes things come up with characters that the game isn't actually designed for at all. So, fun fact about me, I guess. I didn't know until, like, what, a few months ago, a little more than that, because it's been too long since I last played Sonic Blast 2, I think, that in this section there is no ceiling, so you can just go up and above. That's interesting. Am I gonna get crushed? Am I gonna get crushed? No, not today. Don't worry about me. I'm good at this video game, maybe. I played it a lot, so I would hope that I'm decent at it. I haven't died yet. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, but now we're getting into the Deep Sea Zone boss, so who knows? Who can say? Who can say what'll happen from here? It's actually been a long time since I fought it, because most of the time when I play this game lately, I just go into multiplayer by myself and skip the bosses. There we go. That's what I hate about this. Where you going? Where you coming from? Right here. Hey, that's not cool at all. I didn't like that. Oh, whoa, hey. Could actually consider trying to play the game properly. And there we go again. See that again. Okay, at least now I know what happened before. Still not happy it happened. Or maybe I'll stop spin dash jumping at it. It's a little dangerous. Yeah, I just called Eggman an it. That's no good. A little thrown off here. Nope. Get out of there. No. Did I get all the rings? Nope, there's rings over there. Okay, I can't tell with these models at a distance. Oh, okay. They're egg robos. No, no. That's no fun and no good. It's an egg robo. It's the one in the distance there. Nope, that's no good. Here we go. See ya. Hey! And then I died. Alright, try this again. Ooh, I love that when you go back fast enough that the camera goes in front of you, lags behind you. Good times. I don't like this boss. I hope it gets changed. But you know, a lot of the people on the dev team seem to think it's fine. So, oh well. Just have to live with that fact. No, get out of there. Get the heck out of there. No, get out of there! Okay. Sonic Roboblast 2 is a scary game. Oh no, and then I got hurt again. I'm bad. Okay, stop getting all 3 rings so I can actually maybe get more later if I... Okay, fine. So I think this is a consistent thing with MD2s in this boss. Just whichever one is the actual Eggman will sometimes just have all of his textures go black. I don't know what it's about. Come on, get closer maybe. Okay. Ugh. Oh. That was exactly the right place. Just the right time. Okay, so that's not the hardest part past us, but it is one of the more annoying parts past us, so. Hooray! Go have more fun in breaking levels apart. Playing them as they were never intended to be played. That's really the fun of playing as custom characters in SRB2. This is always a fun bit. So the thing with playing Mighty in this game, at least the way I play him, and this particular version of Mighty, because, you know, there's another version out there with more abilities, and there's also another version out there that's way older that I think has a double jump, because it doesn't have custom abilities programmed for it, it just uses the default custom character abilities that are programmed in. The thing with playing in the way I do is that even though you don't scale... Oh wait, no, that's not what I was going to say. Never mind. You have to, like, have a sort of backwards awareness of where you're going at all times, because most of the time when you want to wall kick, you want to wall kick forward. You want to make it so you're making forward progress with your movement, like what I'm doing here. This is how you can scale along a wall horizontally, you know, while getting a bit of height gain off it too. And also sometimes just getting caught on the wall when you don't mean to. But there is a limitation to like how far you can turn and still grab the wall. You're kind of seeing it now. Though sometimes it's just because Mighty like slips along the wall and you won't actually grab it. You know, it's not perfectly coded. It's coded. It's pretty cool. It's more than I can do. I can criticize it, but I can't necessarily fix it or do better myself. But you know, doesn't really invalidate anything, I guess. It'd be cool if I could do, if I could fix the coding on it, if I knew how, or even maybe it's not even fixable. I don't know. I'm making assumptions. I'm going to stop talking now. Nah, I'm just joshing ya. I'm here for the long haul. You can't escape from me. That came off more threateningly than I meant it to be. Let's go into Castle Eggman Act 2. It's long. This is the longest act yet. It's very big. It also has many paths to it, and by that I mean it has like 2 or 3 distinct paths you can go on any time that occasionally intersect. Wow, I'm doing this very dumbly. And it can get kind of confusing sometimes when they intersect, because it might look like you're just... It might look like you're going forward when you're actually just going backward on a different path, and it gets confusing, and, well, thanks for being in my way. That was cool. I liked that. Try doing that a little better. Cool. Where do I want to go here? I'll take the upper path. So this is another thing that I do a lot playing Mighty this way, is like scaling through hopping back and forth in corners. That's kind of the reason that I like playing Mighty without just being able to climb walls straight up, because it makes you get more inventive with the level geometry. But maybe that's just me. I've had a firm belief that the way that you make Mighty's wall kick gameplay interesting when you still have Knuckles in the same game is to make it so that Mighty can't climb vertically anymore. So then you have to find workarounds. In a 3D space, this is super easy. Like, I am constantly breaking this game when I play Mighty, even with the self-imposed limitations. In 2D, that's when you start having to have the level design actually designed around it in ways that give Mighty things to do, you know? And I thought a lot about that too, because, well, I think about game ideas all the time, and so I kind of... I don't know, I have a mind for game design, I think, but I don't actually apply it much. That stuff actually difficult in practice, you know, as it turns out. Go figure. Time and effort? What a foreign concept to me. But I sure like thinking about stuff, so it kind of comes naturally. I spent a lot of time fleshing out, like, an idea for a Sonic fan game where you could play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Mighty. That's kind of my idealized Sonic cast. In character and in design more than anything else, but still kind of in gameplay it presents a lot of neat avenues with simple movesets. Like, you know, Mighty has his wall jump, or wall kick. Sonic with the drop dash, Tails with the flight, Knuckles with the glide and climb, and then Amy with her hammer attack. Which... Oh right, and I also gave Mighty, I think I called it, what did I call it? It's like the insta-shield, but without the actual attack bit. Whatever I called it, I sort of like considered it as like the other half of the insta-shield to Amy's hammer attack. Amy gets a hammer attack that has increased range from her curling jump, which she actually can jump at a ball in my idea, because a lot of people find her advanced gameplay fun. I think, you know, it's alright, but it's a bit limiting. So it gives her the increased attack range, like the insta-shield, but it doesn't grant her invulnerability or anything. And then Mighty gets the invulnerability as a separate move. Because I think, while it's neat to have both those functionalities in one move, it's not necessary, if that makes sense. Like, those two facets can stand on their own really easily. Also, I don't even have to be here. Whoops. I'm playing dumb. Those aspects to the move can function separately and still be interesting and useful. Like, it's... My brain is functioning at like 1 mile per hour right now. It's fantastic. Oh, I missed my shot because I'm being dumb. You know, I think I'm gonna put this thought on hold for a second because it's just not coming to me. Just give me a moment, you know. This boss fight's neat. It is honestly pretty cool, and there is a consistent timer to when the spike balls will change pattern and how many patterns it takes before the thing props up and you can hit Eggman. So it's really easy to just kind of stand up here if you're Knuckles, Tails, or in this case, Mighty. I'm just gonna lay low for a second because I had to scratch my nose and didn't jump down in time. That's just how it goes sometimes. Shake cam. Oh, I should probably actually not do that just in case anyone watching this has motion sickness. To be fair, you know, if you have motion sickness, you probably shouldn't be watching this game anyway. Because, heck, I barely have motion sickness, but sometimes I get disoriented watching someone play a 3D game where they have camera control, and I don't control the camera, I just watch them do it. And it just feels incorrect because, like, oh, I didn't move the camera moved, what? I'm disoriented now. So, just look out for yourself. I used to have a ton of trouble with this phase. It didn't help that, like, for the longest time, I used to play Knuckles exclusively in this game. So I didn't actually learn... I didn't even know this was here. I didn't learn how to fight this phase accurately. Ah, dang it. I only ever learned how to climb to the highest point I could and glide over into him and hurt him that way. So... that's just how it be sometimes. So what I was trying to get across is that, like, I don't think it makes sense to give Sonic a move that both lets him attack stuff that's just out of reach and makes him invulnerable. It is a really neat move, I love the insta-shield, but, like, in concept it doesn't actually make much sense to me, especially as, like, a move for Sonic. It's very contextualized by the fact that Sonic 3 and Knuckles gave Sonic all these shield abilities with the new elemental shields. So... like, it fits enough. It's just also still kind of weird. Whoops, I would like to get back onto solid land, thank you. So, I think separating those two aspects off into different moves then lets players specialize around those aspects. Like, Mighty as a character, in my concept, is someone who can traverse the terrain and protect himself. Those things don't necessarily conflict, and they can actually go hand in hand, depending on level design. It doesn't... the utility of both those moves don't really encroach on the other, and nor do either move have... neither of the two moves have utility that, like, takes precedence over words and sentence structure. In the case of the insta-shield, what I'm trying to get across is that its protective utility can kind of encroach on its combat utility to a certain degree. Or maybe the other way around. You know, it goes both ways in the sense that it's just one move. I don't know. I feel like I'm actually saying nothing right now. Question, why did I do this? Answer. So... Mighty ends up being sort of an explorative show-off character, whereas Amy, having the hammer move in the air, ends up being a character focused on probably taking bosses out faster, and it also lends itself to her potentially being able to take routes that other characters couldn't. That's also something that I had in mind when I was coming up with their movesets, with stuff like how, obviously, Knuckles has the breakable walls that only he can break, but there's also stuff like sections that only he can scale because he can climb walls, or he can glide over pits. And those are places that Tails can sometimes go to, but they're often hidden behind walls that only Knuckles can break, so his paths are very exclusive. Even ignoring the wall-breaking stuff, just the fact that he can climb walls and glide over large pits gives him places that he can go to that other characters can't. And you could do a similar thing with Mighty with the wall kick. The big limitation of Knuckles' climb, which they exploited, to keep him off of Sonic's paths and places in Sonic 3 and Knuckles is that it doesn't give him any vertical height when he jumps off. He barely gets any vertical height when he jumps off walls, whereas Mighty's wall kick would send him upward. So, in the case of, like, let's toss out an actual Sonic example. At the end of Angel Island Act 1, oh, I thought I didn't have any rings, I was about to say I died. At the end of Angel Island Act 1, right before the part where it splits off into Knuckles' path, with Sonic and Tails going upward instead, there's a breakable wall so that only Knuckles can go down, but they prevent Knuckles from going on Sonic and Tails' path by putting spikes on the wall adjacent from the one that Knuckles actually can climb up. And the one that he can climb up has a ledge at the top of it that prevents him from climbing all the way up and getting on top of it. So this prevents him from being able to jump over to the other wall because the spikes are where he would be jumping into, and he can't climb up spikes. So yeah, he can't go that way. Meanwhile, if Mighty were playable with a wall kick in there, he would be able to go that way, because he'd be able to kick off the wall where Knuckles can climb up, and kick upward, land on the spikes, and progress as normal. So other things I've thought about too is that you could have a series of... you could have a vertical shaft where both walls get incrementally closer to each other, where Knuckles can only climb up a small bit of it and then gets halted and he can't go any further, because if he tries to go over to the other wall, it's the exact same situation. Whereas Mighty would be able to kick his way up there because he goes up off the wall. Just that little facet means that you could design pathways that Mighty can go on, and Tails probably too, unless you make them really high. Oops, that's a dumb thing that can happen. I'm dying a lot. I might get a game over. That's kind of sad. You design pathways that Mighty can get up, but Knuckles cannot. And then, similar thing for Amy. I was thinking I would still give her a ground-based hammer attack, like in the advanced games, so that she could potentially hit springs and get larger jumps off them, which would then take her to her own exclusive paths. But even then, just talking about her having an aerial move that extends her hitbox, that would very easily allow you to do something like hit a switch on the ceiling that Knuckles can't hit because there aren't any walls near, or there aren't any walls close by enough that he could get that he could glide away from to reach it, and Mighty couldn't get for the same reason. Tails could get them, but then you'd have a Tails and Amy path, and like, that's interesting to think about. What would that be like? How would you design around that? So just understanding the different ways in which a character's abilities can force them to... not force them to go one way. Force them... No forcing involved at all. Allow them to go a certain way that other characters cannot, and then learning how to design around that is the sort of thing that keeps level design in 2D Sonic enriching. Or, you know, it's one part of it anyway. I just went on a super long ramble. I guess it was something to talk about. Here we are in Egg Rock Zone. This place is neat. This place is scary. This place is cool. I was terrified of this level when I first played the first version of this game that had it in it. I was not good at this game at the time. Just even simple platforming with just the smallest element of danger made me fear for my life. Because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know how to control the characters that finely. A lot has changed since then. I've beaten this game multiple times now, but I'm still really not good at the final boss alone. I usually kind of take advantage of the fact that we're playing on co-op and that I can, you know, just kind of keep coming back to life until the boss is dead. Sorry about that. Talking my throat dry. Needed some water. So we'll see how I fare against the boss this time. But in the meantime, I've still got this, and one more act, and sort of another act right after to get through. So fun fact, I have tried to take Mighty through the Knuckles path in this level, and I think it's possible. I think it's possible, but it's really hard. Even if you don't handicap yourself and you use the wall climb ability, it is not simple. It is not straightforward. That's why I think there's like more potential for Mighty's wall kick to differentiate him from Knuckles compared to, you know, SBO and Vector. In Knuckles Chaotix, certainly Charmy can distinguish himself just fine. But also just like SBO's ceiling climb, wall climb, ceiling run, wall run ability is kind of funky, situational, and Vector's wall climb is like no different from Knuckles'. But if you define him around his air dash that he has, then it becomes a lot more interesting. Just my opinion, though. So, Mighty doesn't have a wall climb in Sonic Mania, and I'm a little disappointed, but only a little bit, because I kind of saw it coming. But it doesn't mean that I can't be a little disappointed, because I spent so much time thinking about how to make him work with that moveset. But, you know, that's just how it goes. And, you know, to be fair, the move they gave him in Mania Plus is much more appropriate for his character conceit, I would say. No. Okay. I thought I was dead. That could have been worse. I'll take what I got there. So, you know, whatever. I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, you know what's cool? Mighty the Armadillo is playable in another Sonic game, and I can be happy about that. Where do I want to go again? I know I skipped the door I actually want to go, and that's not what I'm talking about. I was looking for the door that you come out of that takes you to the upper level in this little shaft, but I couldn't find it because I'm dumb. This is such a weird obstacle. I can't tell if it's completely randomized. The one with the walls falling down that can actually crush you, not the lasers going back and forth that all have their own individual patterns. No, I want to go to a doorway, maybe. I can't see, because that's the danger of playing Mighty the Armadillo in this game. Is that you're constantly kicking from wall to wall and you can't see where you're going at all. Here we go. I remember I had a specific way to get around this area before, but I don't remember it offhand. So I'm probably gonna hecka mess it up. Oh, but there's a thing here. I often forget there's like actual you know, air spots in this section because I usually speed right through it. You know, full risk. Again, I am a very reckless, non-cautionary player when it comes to platformers. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I didn't really think it through, so... Yeah, should have seen that coming, probably. Let me collect some of these rings at least, maybe. Okay. That's a little better. Well, you know I really have nothing to say when I've resorted to humming the music. Oh well. I'm a bad Let's Player, folks. It's okay. can be honest with me. And this level's also pretty long, but I like it. I like Egg Rock Act 2. I like... No, I like Act 2 a little more than Act 1. And now I can go through here, mysteriously, magically. The door just was not open before, but now it is. Die. Get over here, get off the elevator. Thank you. No, get off the elevator, no! Bad. I hate those enemies. It's bad enough that they're made of spikes and you can't hurt them unless you are invulnerable yourself. But they're also invulnerable until they stop being red. It's the worst. I don't know who thought it was a good idea. It's very bad. Especially because they swarm you. Like, you just straight up can't get off them. Let's see, where am I? There we go. And so the level designer wept. Knuckles can't do that. Knuckles actually can glide through that whole section, but he can't climb most of the walls there, so you have to find the ones very early on that he can climb onto. And then you can just kind of just barely make your way through it without doing any platforming. So as is often the case, Sonic is the only one who actually has to do the thing that's put in front of him. You know, I've always found that interesting about Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Mania, and definitely this game. This really fits the glove when it comes to the classic games in this regard. Sonic is, despite being like the mascot character and being the one people would probably want to play as beginners, he's really the hard mode. I mean, people say that Knuckles is the hard mode in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I'd say Knuckles is just a different mode. And even then, like, the only reason he is more difficult at any point to play as than Sonic or Tails is because he has his own challenges that are structured exclusively for him. With the stuff that Sonic and Tails go through that he also goes through, it's usually kind of trivialized. I don't have any rings here, that makes me a little fearful. Yeah, okay. Just a little late on that. That's okay. Peace, no question. Okay. So, like, Sonic, with his lack of platforming aiding ability, is more difficult to use than all the other characters. That's absolutely true in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, that's absolutely true in Sonic Mania, and that's absolutely true here. Especially here because Sonic's jump ability is so much more chaotic and powerful than in those other two games. Because at least in Mania and 3 and Knuckles, the drop dash can very much be like a save yourself kind of move in a lot of places, especially with platforming. And the Insta Shield has a lot of save yourself utility too. But the Thok in Sonic Robo Blast 2 is very much a you need skill to use this anywhere near properly. Otherwise, you know, it's an air dash. I was about to say it's comparable to the boost, and that's why. You don't... Right, I picked up a special stage token. I guess we're doing this now. It's very much comparable to the boost. Both moves in their games are very much the kind of moves where you need to have the right mindset with it going into it, otherwise you're going to use it wrong and hurl yourself off the stage into pits, and it's no good. That is especially true of the air boost and the Thok. do I already have all the blue spheres I need? I think I do. Can't remember. I've not been looking at the heads-up display. I can't remember if the red arrow means that I've already collected all I need. Oh, yeah, it does. Anyway. Fun pose. Good stuff, Jack Jones. Okay, now on to my favorite act in this entire game. Except for the boss. Oh, I forgot about the boss at the end. That's the other thing that I'm really not good at in the single player, is the boss fight part of this level. And I've already mucked up the intro, so hopefully I can catch up. This is very much a level that I have completely routed. Whoops. Whoops, bad. Get back here, you. Stop making pathways for me. I'm supposed to be ahead of you. No, I didn't even, I was still too close to him that I didn't even need to try going up there to begin with. Ah! Okay, at least things get fun here. I can skip the gravity reversal thing and just go along the walls, which is fun. Can I make it in here? Yeah, thank you. Okay. And then just go through this entire section right side up so I don't have to deal with any of the actual platforming. I'm probably not going to actually beat him. Yup. Just barely made it. That was close. I usually do a lot better than that. That wasn't even like a cold run or anything. I just played this level like an hour ago. So yeah, this boss is hard. Okay, do your thing. Right. It's in the spread the first time. Love this music though, it's great. Stop. I think I should jump later. I think the intended solution there is to jump over it, but I should be jumping later than I am. Nope, maybe not. There we go. That's the pattern I was expecting earlier. Honestly, that one I think is a little easier to dodge. Stop. Stop it. Wow. I'm bad. Let's try that again. This might take a while. This might be the end of things. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I don't like a lot of aspects of this fight because there's just a lot working against you. It feels too... It's claustrophobic, for one thing. I don't like the walls being able to damage you because it really makes you, like... At least it makes me overly cautious as I try to move around. And it's less fun. Okay, I think the intended strat is just to move quick. It's to be fast already. Oop. Don't get not hit, Metal Sonic. Okay, cool. Okay. We're already in this phase, which I hate more. Ugh. I get what you're supposed to do. Every few bounces, he stops, and then he goes straight for you. Hey there. You landed in a convenient place. Doesn't mean I like this phase anymore, though, just because I get it. Get over here. Get back in here. Just let me hit you, maybe. Also, this fight in general might just be a little more fun if they took out the middleman step in trying to hit him to begin with. If you could actually just hit him instead of hitting him and then he dodges away and then you have to hit him again, it might be a little better. I don't like having to twist the camera around just to be able to actually get to him because he swerves around me in ways that are awkward. Man, this part of the playthrough just got real critical of the game, huh? That's okay. That's less okay that that just happened. And it's also because of the electrified walls that I get so freaked out about trying to actually get to him while I'm trying to swirl the camera around just to get him. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too much. It's scary. I mean, to be fair, maybe the fact that I play keyboard alone influences how I feel on this topic. Hey, I beat him! It only took me forever. And I've got 2 lives for the final boss. Right, there's a capsule right here I'm supposed to be standing on. Let's see if I can do it. I doubt it. We'll see, though. Get over here, please. Walk right over here. Right over here, sir. No? Could you have maybe gone over here a little faster? Maybe while the lava pillar was still there? That would have been cool. Oh, wait. No, he did get... Ugh. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't notice that the sparks weren't on him anymore. Okay. Okay. Well, I totally squandered that opportunity. Over here, buddy. Oh, whoa. That's where that gets scary. Grab one. No, okay, fine. I was hoping to get at least one of those back, but that's fine, I guess. No bombs, please. I have enough fire as it is. Ah, damn it. Okay. Take 2. Take 2 of only so many. Through here, right over here. I kinda need those rings. I kinda need them. Okay. No! Okay, I'm still here, magically. Same for my ring. Maybe I could get it? Yes! Oh my god, that was a stroke of luck. Oh, I'd really like that, but okay, okay, fine. I see how it is, I see how it is. Yeah! Alright! That could have gone much worse. That was fun. I think that was pretty good. I did that okay. That was Sonic Roboblast 2. If I could actually enunciate, I think that would be nice. That was Sonic Roboblast 2. It's a good game. It's a fan game. It's a good fan game. It's going to get even better soon. Question. Why did I do this? Answer.